right. Hi, everybody. Now we're back to the normal course of show. Thank you for the applause. Great to see everyone here. Got another, like I said, another packed house. You know, every time we do this, we have a bit of a funny opening, and we're going to do something a little different today. Usually, my chairman, Mr. Francois de Gaspé-Bourguignon, comes up, the chairman of DPAA, the chairman of Hivestack, the chairman of Jim TVs, the chairman of the world. He goes, and now I'd like to introduce Barry Fry. You've all seen it. And he looks all around, and there's no Barry here. And Barry is on top of Times Square, or running through the screens and billboards of Times Square. Or I was in the metaverse last year, which many of you saw. I'm not in Times Square today, and I'm not in the metaverse. I'm not in all that crazy stuff that we've been doing. And there's an intentional reason for that. We're going to take a little bit of a different tack today, and we're going to take a very authentic tack. I realize that was entertaining, but you know, we've seen so often lack of authenticity. Certainly with ChatGPT and AI, we've been bombarded with fakes. We've seen ChatGPT and AI creating fake articles, fake term papers, fake yearbook ads, fake meetings that never really happened. And even out-of-home advertising has become, people are doing fakes on that. Has anybody actually seen, there's an acronym now for fake out-of-home advertising? Has anybody seen what the acronym is for that? Raise your hand. Anybody see that? No? Okay. It's FOOH is what the trades are calling it. You know, fake out-of-home. And you know, you've seen it in videos, you've seen it, but that's not the real thing. You know, fake images are not new. And by the way, AI has a great important value today and tomorrow, although, I don't know if any of you saw 60 Minutes over the weekend, but the grandfather of AI actually, when asked to him, said, what do you think about the future? He goes, I fear the robots will take over. So keep that in mind. But what we do best at Out of Home is really authenticity. And you know, while there is a lot of fake out of home, for brands, for consumers, for agencies, and all involved, imitation is, I guess you would say, a good form of flattery, but that's what the fake out-of-home ads are. They're imitations. So they're not real, and we are in real life. We are outside where you can't lie, you can't have an echo chamber, you can't hide in the sunlight. These environments are fabulous for brands. The highest level of brand safety out IRL in the real world. So today we're going to talk about authenticity, and as I love to mention, you can't hide in the sunlight. Our out-of-home ads and our content on our screens are incredibly, as I said, brand safe. And now, not only are we on the point of purchase, but we're also in real brick and mortar, in stores. And you know, the out-of-home, the retail business is a $120 billion ad business, and that's before you even get in store, which is the purview of our business. We're also on the point of purchase, and we're on the path to purchase. All of this authentically in the real world. Now, authenticity is what out-of-home does best, and there's not a consumer or a brand that doesn't wake up every day and love video, and video is now a huge part of the out-of-home world with all the digital out-of-home screens. And of course, we all live in an omni-channel marketing and advertising and consumer world. So that's why we're calling it omni-video. Our DPAA media owners are now, because of video, getting money from upfronts, from scatter markets, new fronts. We're now successfully taking video money and digital budgets. We're taking programmatic money and retail media. And this is great power as money is shifting in to digital out of home. So the power authentically, if you see there's a theme here, reaching people in real life in authentic ways. And also, when you think about it, and you know what we do at DPAA is we encourage the growth of out of home, and we at the same time encourage the digitization, which is the power of out of home. So what that delivers is data, addressability, attribution, and enables us to become a full funnel medium where out of home is no longer just operating at the top of the marketing pyramid, but we're now getting consideration, actually activity, showing points of purchase, showing purchases, showing visits, showing app visits, store visits, etc. So out of home is now a full funnel medium, and with the digitization, we're also wonderfully experiencing 3D, QR codes, augmented reality, virtual reality, precision addressability. All of the digital features have now come to out-of-home, which is very exciting. And during the day, my friends, we're going to talk and hear from major brands, from Pepsi, from McDonald's, from Brooks Running, and we're going to also speak to agencies, assembly, and others, and programmatic innovators. The agenda for today is 3 themed areas, and this is really important, I think, for all of us in business and all of us in life. DPAA focuses on this, and it's important for all of us to focus on sustainability, responsibility, and industry growth. And these are really 3 key areas, but I'm going to actually speak to an expert. I guess I should grab this mic. Does that make sense? We have in the audience Mr. John Osborne, who many of you may know. He was the man who ran OMD for many years, and he actually graced our stage. And we actually had Vector, our member from Vector, drive up, him and his team, from OMD downtown to uptown in a bus. And John, good to have you here, and here's a mic for you, John.
It's totally impromptu. Hasn't been planned, trust me.
So John, you're doing something very interesting now along sustainability. Tell us.
I am. Well, first of all, thanks to the DPAA, Barry, you and your team for all your support. My name is John Osborne, that's true, and I'm working with AdNet0, which is the industry, when I say industry, the advertising industry's only nonprofit trade association that is totally and completely focused on sustainability. Now, that's a big word. People use it a lot. What do I really mean by it? We're focused on measuring, managing, and reducing carbon emissions across the entire advertising ecosystem. And that's super important, and it's complex, and it's challenging, and there's no silver bullet, so we're attacking it on multiple fronts, in production, in media, in events and activation, and we're getting a lot of support from some of you in the room, and from advertisers, from agencies, media companies, tech partners, consultancies. We need them all, and we need them all because we're trying to turn the course. We're trying to change the trajectory, which is pretty scary, and it's not a clear and present danger. So we've got to mobilize support from across all the nooks and crannies of this industry to try and move us forward. And we invite you, just as Barry and the DPAA have done, how BSV Digital Displays has done, and others in the room, to support us. I think it's a competitive advantage in the short term, and longer term, we might just save the planet. And we're doing this for the good of the industry, but also for the good of the advertisers, who more and more are going to have to measure. And that's an important building block in this journey. So thanks, Deacon. Thanks, everybody here. And please, to learn more, just find me at adnet0.com, or you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm pretty easy to follow. I'm not Ozzy Osbourne. I don't have the tattoos. I'm not Neil Diamond, but I'm pretty easy to find. So please support us, and we'll support you right back. So thanks, Barry.
Before you go, John, just we've got the advertisers, agencies, brands, the press, the whole out-of-home, digital out-of-home ecosystem here. Is there one thing that people can do for their businesses that will help ameliorate the challenging environmental issues?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing to do, the hardest thing to do, is just kind of going off the block, is to learn more and to understand what's really behind it and understand where the carbon really sits in this industry. It sits a lot in travel, it sits in production, it sits in digital media because that uses a lot of computing horsepower, which is fancy jargon for electricity, and electricity is partially what produces carbon emissions, and that's what we're trying to lower to get our act together. So yeah, learn more, and then there are tools and there are trainings that you can also dig into. But it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to ask for directions on where to go to learn more. And that's totally fine, because it's still the early days, but we got to move, and we got to move now.
Thank you, John. Wonderful. Really appreciate that. By the way, for all you people over there, there are a lot of seats over here, right in back of the amazing Debbie Benediba. Yes, thank you. Raise your hands again. Right over there, there's lots of seats if you guys would like to sit. Thank you, John. That's important work. In addition to DSV, where's Deacon? There's Deacon. Any other DSV Aussies here from Osborne? Oh, okay, but from DSV is great. I'd like to mention Volta e-charging does an amazing job, one of our great members. Anybody, I know we've got some folks here, I think they're in the green room, from Volta. In addition to that, E-Ink, Ground Support Labs is doing a great job in sustainability, and it's really important that we all follow John's lead on that. We're going to be talking in a moment about the global growth of digital out-of-home, which is getting great and very exciting. And relative to global, there's an amazing woman in this room. Her name is Claudia Damas. Claudia runs a fabulous company, Altamark, and you do a great job, formerly of Kinetic. She's a New Yorker, she's a Miami person, she's from Brazil, she's another woman of the world. It's great to see you, Claudia. First tell me, how is out-of-home and digital out-of-home going? Oh, Shannon Shea Montoya from Yahoo! And Patrick, nice to see you. Give Yahoo a hand. Look at them over there. Great. Superstar, SSM. Claudia, tell us about Latin America. How's it going? And if we could face the back over here, the cameras, so they can see you, and I'll step away. Oh, and who's this gentleman next to you?
Hi, my name's Alex.
Just met him last night. Yeah, some Brazilian you picked up.
So what was the question? Latin America?
Yes, how's Latin America doing in out-of-home?
It's amazing. You know, this is a region that Altamark has been able to capture and deliver to the rest of the world and to brands and clients in a very structured way. We were speaking about ecosystem. I think one of the things that Altamark did, which helped Latin America and clients and brands, was to create an ecosystem. So within the company, we created a division, a BI division, that handles all of the data part as well as the programmatic part. So there's many partners we want to speak with. We've also created a content team, 12C, and they film everything that we do. So I think a lot of times with out-of-home, we have amazing campaigns. We all work really hard for them, and then the final product is a picture. And so we've created a content team, and that content is king.
Is the business growing?
Yes, yes. As it grows, this is what we've been using, and it helps clients see the work that they've put into their campaigns. And we've also created Alter Labs, so we're doing creative for out-of-home, and that's all in-house. So having an ecosystem where you manage the process and reduce the problems has been really helpful.
And would you say by having that ecosystem in-house, that's how you compete with the large holdcos as a standalone?
Absolutely. We're agile. So we're able to move quickly. We're able to produce videos immediately. We are able to add data in certain countries that we're starting to work with. So it's definitely, the agility is obviously, the holding codes are great, and I've learned a lot from them. But the agility is something that nowadays, time is of the essence.
So as we started to talk about, digital out-of-home is growing very successfully. Group M's mid-year forecast, which used to be run by Brian Weezer, who was with us last night, now it's Kate Stott-Dawkins in terms of charge of all projections for Group M, basically says that digital out-of-home and CTV are taking first and second place on the podium in terms of growth. Group M's mid-year forecast is out-of-home globally growing at 12.7%, which is pretty good in this environment of media, and digital out-of-home growing by 26%, which is something that we keep on promoting and pushing. So it's a $13 billion digital out-of-home industry around the world, and digital out-of-home is actually now capturing 37% of all out-of-home, and it's growing. And as part of these efforts, many years ago, our DPAA Brand Council was established, and it keeps on growing. We have a group of CMOs and media leaders that really help inform our members as to what they like, what they want to see more of, and it's helped being our guiding principles from the DPAA Brand Council. In fact, our recently established London chapter, where we had our launch a couple of weeks ago, has already got the head of global media for Unilever there, McDonald's, Pepsi, the BBC, HSBC, and other major demand-side players. And we learn from the customer, which is really critical. And this is being led, where's Tim? Is Tim Waldron here? There's Tim. Thank you for leading the charge in the UK and EMEA for DPAA and helping advertisers, brands, agencies, programmatic, show all the opportunities in digital out-of-home. So thank you so much, Tim Waldron. We're promoting, and advertisers are increasingly buying all forms of out-of-home, digital out-of-home, static, and our increasingly popular moving vehicle sector. In addition to providing impact on the consumer journey, this segment has become increasingly measurable. And this has been by our friends at Geopath. Is Dylan here? Why aren't, okay, all right, well, we've got Scott there, I guess. Okay, good to see you, Scott. Then we've got Reveal Mobile. There we go, great to see you, Randy and team, and also Street Metrics. All right, maybe later, which actually help measure this environment. And they measure moving inventory, which is incredibly powerful, and we are advocating this together in Rising All Ships. It's a great segment. DPAA is working with LED Truck, Jonathan, right here in the front row. Hello, Jonathan. Rapify and Agile as well. And we're building up this sector as together we're advocating for it, and we're going to rise all ships. We'll be making some further announcements in this area soon, but if you're interested in learning more about this growing sector, or you're part of it and want to get part of some of the promotion and advocacy, speak to any DPAA member or check out the outdoor mobility section in the Outdoor Cafe. And now, for the second year in a row, we'll be celebrating the DEWIs, the Digital Out of Home Excellence Awards. Yes, these are the, we could try to get a snare there, David, but all right. Oh, good, okay, thank you. David Weil, thank you very much. These are the only People's Choice Awards in our industry, and by celebrating them, the Digital Out of Home Excellence, or as we fondly call the DEWI, this helps promote digital out of home. And all of these initiatives drive growth in our industry. Our final pillar is responsibility. It's important to do our fair share and lift each other up. Responsibility is celebrating and encouraging the role of women in our industry. In fact, the Leading Women in Digital Media is an awards program, and then the winners have been determined by our DPAA's Women Empowerment Board, led by Debbie Benediba. Debbie, stand up and wave to everybody. You're a very popular woman here. Debbie is the CEO of Talon Canada. She was once a CEO of Novus Canada, and it's great to have you here, Deb. So in terms of responsibility, the winners are being celebrated on Captivate screens. You'll see them in office buildings throughout North America. And I want to thank Mark Kidd, Lorenzo Papa, and Alice Go for really celebrating and honoring women in our workplace. In order for our business to grow, we have to be diverse. We have to bring in new ideation, new concepts, new ideas, new ways of thinking, and that's the way we grow this industry. So we've been encouraging this. We formed We Do about 6 years ago, and it continues growing, and it's been great, not only under Debbie's leadership, but also Jen Willey. Where's Jen, who's our industry expert? Give her a hand. Jen has got such an amazing wealth of knowledge about how we can be more diverse in everything we do. And responsibility is also reflected in the work of DPAA member CR&M. They've built emergency kiosk response systems. They're kind of a combination of digital out of home and emergency response. The program is called Stop the Bleedy, and they actually were designed by first responders and digital out of home experts. You'll see it outside, and it's an innovative mix that is once again helping society, which is really key. Actually, the Department of Defense is supporting them. That's how important they are, and they manufacture and distribute these in high traffic areas. Thank you, John Sheringall, for making our malls, colleges, and public areas safer. Responsibility is also Outfront Media. Outfront and our friends there are helping feed hungry New Yorkers by donating today's excess food by an organization called Means. Very important. Thank you, Jeremy, Jody, and Clive, for your important efforts there. Sustainability, responsibility, and industry growth. These are the three pillars we're talking about today, and they're all intertwined. In fact, there's not a marketer out there that doesn't think and act in a way to increase all three of these simultaneously. We have a great opportunity to support this here, and at this time we need to all challenge ourselves. As you're probably familiar with the CMO, Mark Pritchard of Procter & Gamble, he has said that every organization and company needs to be a force for growth, which helps the economy, but also a force for good, which helps society and populations. So I encourage everybody to do that. So thank you all and welcome here. Now we could, let's see, have I gone out of order, Ajay? Yes or no? I'm going okay? Okay. Thank you. We cannot do this conference without your support, without the support of our members and sponsors. And let's give them a hand, the members and sponsors. You'll hear from many of them today, some on stage, some on screen, and at their booths and the exhibit areas, inside and outside. And we'll have breaks during coffee and lunch and tonight's reception. We've got a great cocktail reception sponsored by Altamark. It's going to have a Brazilian theme, so make sure you stick around for that. And we're also going to have some fun. Are you ready for this? Now, those of you that have been here for many years, it's been one of the more exciting and popular times. So I'm happy to say that back again, after unimaginable popular acclaim, after requests clamoring in Noah Class's email inbox for weeks, after basically plethora of petitions to the DPAA Board of Directors, today at our outside cafe, back again, the ever popular, fluffier than fallen snow, cuter than cute, adorably adorable, the Summit section sure to keep you smiling all day by popular demand and acclaim. We welcome back the DPAA Puppy Playpen. It's amazing. Look at these guys. It's incredible. Every year people ask us, they clamor for it. You know, Noah gets all these emails all the time in his inbox. Our board gets petitioned, as I mentioned. And, you know, as you all know, DPAA connects, and now we connect you to puppies, to the warm and fuzzy parts of our environment. So please go out, pet them, enjoy them. And the Puppy Playpen today, and I could say that, I won't be able to say it later, but Puppy Playpen is actually sponsored by Quotient, our great member and leader in retail media, and by Amazon Ring. Where's our Amazon Ring, folks? Is Allison here? Allison? There you go. Oh, Allison and Lindsay and everybody. Wonderful. Lindsay Sheftick and Allison. Amazon Ring, and why are they sponsoring the Puppy Playpen? Because when all of you busy business travelers go on your busy business trips, you can now video and audio right in and see your four-legged friends. You know, what's going on with your Max and Charles and Luna and Simba. And then you can go see them at the outdoor cafe. And please thank Amazon and Quotient for the Puppy Playpen today. Allison Springer is at Amazon Ring, and of course Susan Cho, our friend at Quotient. And they are bringing utterly authentic cuteness again to the DPAA Summit. Now, many of you have already logged into the Wi-Fi provided by Chip Harding and his team at Simon. Chip, who's joined us today and is a great DPAA Board of Director member. And by doing so, you're already entered into a chance to win a $250 gift card. And there's more. You can win a MacBook, courtesy of the People platform, some great data research. They're measuring video on screens and great data and impressions. You can also get 2 tickets to any of these shows, courtesy of our friends from ASM, and go see their booth outside. And then these great Apple products will help you during your workouts from Gym TV and our friends over there. So you can get music to inspire your sweat, And then please visit the retail Fluent kiosk inside and outside, and then you'll be entered into the drawings from the retail Fluent kiosk. And we'll announce the winners right after lunch. Lots going on after lunch. Some big brands and some more music and the winners. And speaking of the outside cafe, which we talked about, go see the T-Mobile welcome area and also the luminous LED truck area, which is great. Jonathan ran the LED trucks up and down the Quasette at Cannes Lions this year, and it was pretty spectacular with some great video logos of DPAA and our members designed by Robert Boyder. Really well done. And no DPAA Summit would be complete without a really special feature that happens every year. We developed this many years ago, and now it has been a tradition at many conferences far and wide since it began here. The purple, green, and gold DPAA Lamar Mardi Gras Green Room. All of our speakers and celebrities will have true Louisiana hospitality from Baton Rouge, although some of you folks now live in New Orleans. Emily McManus lives in New Orleans and she commutes to Baton Rouge. But all of the speakers and celebrities today will have the true hospitality as they prepare to go on stage. Thank you, Emily, John, Mario, and Ian. And Ian's basically doing his podcast there, the Ian Dallimore podcast, which has been really great and really noted in the industry from Lamar Advertising. So let's give a big hand for our sponsors today. Thank you all very much.